Hello and good evening. I am Lady Rowe and welcome to Lady Rowe's Queendom. Come on in, take off your shoes, relax your feet. We're just going to sit down here and talk about a little bit of Married to Medicine. This past week's episode of Married to Medicine was good. Got me a little riled up, but it was a good episode. So we're gonna review it. We're gonna talk about it. How about that? We're gonna talk about it. Let's get some of the pleasantries out of the way. Please comment. Get in this comment section. Let's talk. Let's discuss this episode. Let's talk about what we seen, what we heard, what we think about it, what our feelings are. Please like it, share it, subscribe if you're new here and you're not subscribed. I would love to sit down and chit chat with you. Hey, Symmetry, thanks for joining the live. Oh my goodness. Fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Today, we're going to be doing some commentary, criticism, and hopefully we can always keep educating each other. I think each one should teach one. All views expressed in this live, they're all alleged, and they're in my opinion. This is all for entertainment purposes. We're just down here to laugh and chit chat about Married to Medicine. The episode was, again, it was a good episode to me. It was. This is season 12, episode number 12. And the title of this episode was called The 5 Love Languages. Child, it is what it is. The scene opens up with a group still in Jamaica. Let me put my clicker up because I'm gonna be using some stuff after a while. They're still in Jamaica. We first go to Dr. Mimi and Steve's room. Hey, Steve, living for me. And they are getting ready to, I guess, go to dinner. And Steve has a coffee cup in his hand. And Mimi asks me, she goes, "Is that tea?" And he says, "Done tea." Done Julio tea. Thought that was kind of cute. Then we go to Dr. Contessa and Scott. And Scott is asking Contessa if she has some Calvin Klein 1. And she goes, "No, I don't, but I have this." And so she tries to spray it on him, and he runs off and he comes back and he said he didn't trust her. And she goes, No, it's unisex. It's unisex. He said, "No, I don't trust you. Whenever you do something like this, you be playing. You play too much." Hey, Miss AKA, you said came in, like the video, and say good night. Well, thank you for coming in before you went to go to rest for tonight. You said I didn't know people were still wearing CK1. Me either. Thank you. Please hit the like button, share, like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate that. Then we go over to Angel. Angel's getting a call from Dr. Bernard. And if you have not, please go check out my video I did on Dr. Bernard. I taped it last night, but it played this morning about what I found out about Dr. Bernard. He's a cardiologist, and child, he's a pretty smart cookie. Dr. Bernard calls Angel. He tells Angel, "You look good." And she says, "Well, thank you." And he said, "I'm going to cut to the chase. I've decided to join you guys on the trip." And Angel apparently had extended an invitation to him. But she says, "We're 2 days into the trip in Jamaica. And now you want to join?" But yeah, he said he coming. Angel said she was going to make sure that she told Eugene and Toya so they could make sure he had his own room and things. So we already know that that's exactly what that meant. You guys, I want y'all to think about something. Just because someone is dating someone does not mean they're actually having intercourse or they're being intimate. I believe that it's okay to date until you're married or until you're exclusive. I'll put it that way. Date until you are exclusive. But as long as you're not married, you're single. That's just how that works. Miss AKA said, "I'm going to start saying the Dr. Bernard." I know that's right. The Dr. Bernard. We're going over to Toya and Eugene's room, Charlie, and they're doing what they normally do. Toya's making sure they're not late. And Eugene is asking, are they going to do any couples things at this dinner tonight? And I'll tell you one thing I disliked about it. Angel was the only one that was single besides Brandy's husband did not show up, but she was actually there. And crazy part is it seemed like they were excluding, according to the camera, it looked like they were excluding Angel from a lot of their conversation because it was mainly centered around couples. But we all know that this is a cast trip, and Bravo apparently reimbursed for the. I don't know how it works, but we know that she is mandated to be there because she's part of the cast. So I think it's kind of selfish of them to kind of exclude her from it. You said thank you for clarifying about dating. Oh, most definitely. Miss AK, what are we going to call Eugene then, child? You wait till you see what I call him. Anywho, um, Bravo, I put in my comments, Bravo, please stop letting the Harrises plan things and be over anything that has to do with this group. Toya, I don't know if she just gets anxious and she just wants it to be great, but she just does way too much. We're going to see that in the game later on. Toya mentions that today, let me see hold on. Toy said that she's going to come up with a game for tonight. And she tells Eugene, I don't want you to be acting like you don't want to be involved. Hey, that's me, AD. I want you to, participate and do all of the things. And he said he would participate. So I said, I'm sure it would be tragic because her anxiety isn't on point for group activities. It never is. Her anxiety just kind of leaves her dangling out there. Toya mentions that today they're going to talk about the Met Gala at the dinner table, and she doesn't want Eugene to let Heavenly get under his skin. Eugene said he is not going to let nobody get up under his skin. Child, we're going to see about that. He said, I just don't like it when people lie on my wife. What she lie about, buddy? What did she lie about? What did she lie? I think you're the liar. I think you're the liar. Everything that she said was the truth. You said boo, tomato, tomato about the Mr. and Miss, the Mrs. and Mr. Dr. Eugene. Right. Hey, Sam, baby doll. Yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy that he would say Heavenly was lying. There was nothing that Heavenly said that was not lie. That was a lie. She may have said a little rough, a little bit more jagged than most of us. We probably would have maybe broke it to a little softer. Heavily went it right in for the kill. But there was nothing that she said that was a lie. Live for me said, right, what did she lie about? Absolutely nothing. Everything she said was right. Mr. and Mrs. I did not include a mystery. Oh, you said Miss. I just realized that, girl. Dr. Eugenia, honey. Too much. And Toya, where am I at? I done got lost in where I was talking. I said, boy, where's the lie? Because there's no lie. They asked Toya for money, and y'all failed to follow any rules or what any of the other ladies were doing. You failed to follow their lead. Now, all of a sudden, Toya is taking over as a chairwoman, and you want all of the women to follow suit, give her money, and she don't even have any plans. Girl, move on. Move away from us with this, Eugenia. At this point, Eugene is just being sassy. At this point, there's nothing else to say about it. He's just being sassy. You say Eugene is not a man's man at all, allegedly. Allegedly. All things that are said today are alleged, y'all. All this alleged. You said Toya and her ain't-ish behavior. Exactly, Miss AKA. Exactly. So, no one asked for the wine, Eugene. What about that did you not understand? This is why he needs to stay out of the women's business, because he apparently just don't get it. I agree that Dr. Heavenly may be doing a little bit too much, but equating the word bullshit with your mama is wild and not comparable at all. Toy says that Heavenly is testing Eugene. She ain't testing Eugene. I don't think she's doing nothing to Eugene. I think Dr. Heavenly does not respect you or Eugene. And that is not something that happened overnight. Over time, she has lost respect for Toya and for Eugenia. And I understand exactly why. We see the couples getting on golf carts, headed to the beach. And they have assigned seating at the beach. Brenda explains that her husband stayed at home with her 4 kids so that she could come on the trip. Brandy makes a comment that most of the women in this group have raised their kids. The fact that we saw all of these women at some point or another with young kids, too, Brandy. We saw all of these women raising children with the exception of Dr. Jackie. So for you to come on here and try to make it seem like, oh, these people don't know anything about raising little kids, they all have had little kids. Guess what they did? They had nannies, they had sitters, they did whatever. I have never seen Toy and Eugene come on a show with their children. We still have Dr. Contessa and her husband, Scott, Dr. Scott. They have young children as well, and we haven't seen their children on any of the cast strips. I think that's really wild that you think that we should listen to that. But girl, you go ahead with your brown noser. Do you think these kids came here as adults? Your comment is whack, brown noser. Anyway, Brandy's husband is going to be in Jamaica for less than 24 hours. In fact, I believe he was there for 5 hours. He picked her up pretty much, and they got back on a plane. Girl, that ain't no legend. He walked around looking like Miss Pillsbury Doughboy. Girl. She lost respect for Eugene, but she never had respect for Toya. Exactly. So that's why I said this isn't anything new. She has zero respect for the Harrises. And I just believe that's just it. They decide to play a game, and Toya calls it an icebreaker. They mentioned the 5 love languages. 1, quality time, 2, acts of service, 3, words of affirmation, 4, receiving gift, and 5 is physical touch. And we hear Dr. Mimi giving them what the actual 5 love languages are. And it's great that she's there and she's a psychiatrist and she's able to give those things to the group. I really like that about them. Cecil says that the 5 love language book is part of their Bible now. And I love that for them. Hopefully they'll start applying it one day correctly, because child, they just out here doing whatever they're doing. They're not even making a whole lot of sense. Gene said they should use them as an example. So he's telling Toy, we should use each other as an example. Child, we don't want to see no example from y'all, but go ahead. Toy says that her love language is acts of service and her husband's love language is words of affirmation. Cecil said that's going to be tough for Eugene, and they play a montage of how Toya has treated Eugene season after season after season after season. Simone says not really, because Toya will affirm that Eugene ain't doing his job right, and we know that to be a fact. Child, we know that to be a fact. Sad Baby Doll says Cecil is a glorified bartender. Listen, Dr. Simone says she don't know whoever told y'all her man was broke. Dr. Simone had me hollering at her confessional about Toya. Me too, Miss KK. I was cracking up. Live For Me said them as an example is an epic fail. I totally agree with that. Miss AKA Cecil act like he's a bartender on Cheers. Y'all a mess. A mess, I tell you. A mess. Anyway, Simone and Cecil don't know each other's love language. And I really feel like this was an opportunity for the group to really, really get on to Simone and Cecil, because you keep pushing this couples trip off on Toya and Eugene, and y'all just come along to do what? Just be a face there, because we know y'all not doing nothing else. Y'all don't even know what each other like. A child next. Cecil said they don't take things too seriously, and we could tell they don't take nothing seriously, because Simone makes some kind of comment about when the room service got there. Cecil said, come on and eat. Quad says she has a strong 1 and then a 2. Quad needs to be affirmed. It keeps her motivated. King says he has 2 signs of love language. 1 is acts of service and the other 1 is quality time. Contessa says she is feeling out the vibe between Quad and King. She says it's in her confessional. She don't say it over there in front of them. And she said something with them is differently. And it's different. I'm sorry, not differently, but something with them is different. And I totally agree. The vibes seem to be off between King and Quad. Heavenly said her favorite things for Dr. Damon is physical touch. And she told the group that he did do it today. Child, we don't care. Toya announces to the entire group that Heavenly was serious and that she told her that they really did have sex. This is why Toya will forever wear the crown, Tacky Toya. I'm telling you, this is exactly why. She has no clue, no decorum. She is just out there on a ledge, and I guess we just allow it. Sad Baby Doll says, where everybody knows your name, Cecil. Yes, at Cheers. Contessa, we see it too. Yeah, we all see it. Curtis said that some time ago his love language would have been affirmations, but now it is physical touch. And Dr. Jackie said if Curtis's love language is physical touch, then she is so in debt right now that she'll probably never be able to catch up. Dr. Mimi said her love language is words of an affirmation, and Steve starts affirming her at the table. Dr. Scott said his is physical touch. And contestant said, yeah, you don't want to touch him like his ears or anything. Child, we don't care. Um, Toya asked the group how they liked the room, so she segues into this idiotic conversation that really sets the show off. Nobody wants to imagine Damon irregular shapes. Girl, I'm not gonna say that. We're not gonna do that over here. We're gonna be nice. We're going to be nice. Toya asked the group how they liked their rooms, and Dr. Mimi said they're good. They're good. And Toya asked, were they really good? Because they, quotations, said at Angel's house that Dr. Mimi was unsure and that she felt unsafe. And I said, let's see how Simone has twisted this mess up now. Mimi said, unsure. And Toya responds, unsure about coming on this trip because it was unsafe. Dr. Mimi said to Dr. Loudmouth, was what she no I said I'm sorry, what Dr. Mimi said to Dr. Loudmouth was, do you consider Toya a safe friend? She never said she did not feel safe. She never said that. She said her interactions with Toya have been off. In fact, actually I think we got a little bit of it right here, just a little snippet of it. Let's go over here and watch it. Event, you said you were unsure about coming on the trip because you didn't feel safe. So you can say it's safe. It's a safe friend. I do, yes, because my interaction with him has been kind of as well. No, those were the words. So she said, no, those were not the words that I said. And then Simone with her overbite jumps in and was like, I told her exactly what you said. Nothing was changed. Nothing was, girl, we know you don't tell nothing, right? Just like you said, Heavenly had her arm around your neck and she never got her head out the air. Girl, move on from us. I believe that Simone and her efforts to take back a bone just did not get it back correctly. Didn't get it back. Oh, you're fine, Miss AKA. AKA get up off of Dr. Daddy. Exactly. I like Damon, but we gotta call the spade the spade. I don't like the visual. Well, yeah, I don't have to look at his visual, child, other than his face. He seems like a nice guy. Hey, Queen Script. I didn't mean to jump over that. Over, under, and over by girl. All of the above. All of the visuals of Dr. Daddy in heaven. Girl, too much. This is Simone, right? Loudmouth with them big bubble teeth. Anywho, wow. Of course, like I said, Dr. Loudmouth goes over and starts that yelling and screaming, oh, I took it back. Exactly, but you did not. And Dr. Mimi actually explains to her exactly what she meant by safe friend was, how is she with you? Because with me, I don't feel safe with her. I feel like my interactions with her have been harmful, as well as her interactions with other people in the group, including Angel. Toy says Mimi is a wizard with words, but now the problem is, Toy, you failed to listen. If you had listened with your ears, you would have heard exactly what she was trying to say. I said, girl, gone with Loudmouth. This isn't what Mimi said or meant. All the while, Sassy is sitting in the confessional right next to his wife, nodding his big ass head. Girl, get away from us. Anyway, when people give Toya back exactly what she's dished out, Sassy tries to act like he can't see it with his blind ass. Simone said she told her exactly what was said, and I put in quotations, apparently you did not. Dr. Mimi did not say she didn't feel comfortable with Toya hosting the trip based on Dr. Mimi did say she didn't feel comfortable with Toya hosting the trip based on her interactions, because that ain't what Toya just said. That's not what Toya just said. It was because she felt unsafe and because she was unsure. Girl, y'all got the whole thing twisted up. And Dr. Mimi actually broke it down to her exactly what she meant. And This is the second time this season we have caught Simone stretching the truth. This is the second time we've caught her stretching the truth. First time with that arm around the shoulder, hand in the air, you grabbed it and moved it. So we not gonna act like Simone be over here telling the truth. Simone be telling them tall tale fibs as well. um Simone said it wasn't conveyed any other way than how it was said. But what Toya just said didn't even match what you said. What you just said, Simone. So what Toya got out here and said about unsafe and unsure didn't match what Simone just said that she told Toya. So somebody in the group is lying. And I put in my notes, one of y'all is lying. Either it's you or it's Toya, but one of y'all is lying. Dr. Mimi explained how Toya shows up as a friend. And I said, break it down, Dr. Mimi, and thank you. She said, we can't overlook Toya's behavior and how she shows up in this friend group. Dr. Mimi is keeping her foot on Toya's neck, and rightfully so. Dr. Mimi said there was an instance at the girls' trip when Heavenly and Toya got into it. And Dr. Mimi said Toya then turned it on Mimi and projected what was on her, what was on her and her on the girls' trip. She projected what whatever she was going through on Dr. Mimi while they were on the trip on that vacation, and they actually showed it. Baby, you playing with a doctor who studies the mind for real. She not out here playing with you. Hey, Sergeant Charge, Miss AKA say sassy pants. That's what I call him, Mr. Sassy Honey. He's sitting over there being super, super sassy. Dr. Sassy Pants, we can use that one. Did you say sassy? Yes, baby. That's gonna be his words tonight. His name shall be Sassy. Dr. Sassy Pants is what we're gonna call him. He has an MD, so we're gonna keep the MD, but we're gonna call him Dr. Sassy Pants. Hey, Sergeant Charge. She stressed the truth, like her teeth are stretching out of her mouth. She did. But I think the very fact of is that Toya cannot relay a message. That's number one. She's not good with playing the game of telephone. And then I'm sure Simone put some judge on it as well. Dr. Sassy Sassafras. That is funny, funny, funny. You said production rolled that beautiful beam footage, and they did. They actually did roll it. You said, okay, them things stretched all the way to Arkansas, baby, didn't they? Satin across all 50 states, every single one of them. While you sitting over here lying. Dr. Mimi said that Toya turned and projected whatever was going on with her onto Dr. Mimi. She said the women don't trust Toya because of her behavior. And here comes Sassy Pants in the confessional running his mouth when he knows his wife does act out and is wrong at times. She acts out on him. He is a prime example of how his wife behaves. Dr. Sassy Pants, Dr. Eugene, said in the confessional that the only way to know if someone is a safe friend is to determine that for yourself. But that is what Dr. Mimi was saying. She was saying that she had determined by the way that she had been treated with Toya to see if Toya treated Dr. Simone the exact same way. Because we had seen her treat Mimi that way. We see her the way she treats Dr. Heavenly. We see the way she kind of comes out at others' quad. You name it. Angel, you name it. Hey, pretty Riri. And I just think I thought it was kind of wild that she did that. And then Dr. Eugene over here, Dr. Sassy Pants, trying to have her back. You cannot. Anyway. You are missing the point, Dr. Sassy Pants. You just missing a point, and while trying to defend that undefendable, because all of that is undefendable. It just is. Dr. Mimi has tried to deal with your unhinged wife, and this is her findings. This is her findings. This is her diagnosis. Anywho, Eugene tells the Sanders family that he would like to have some interaction with them at his home. I would love for you guys to come over and we can have some interaction so you can get to know the Harris family. I said, shoot, it's time for the Harris family to move on. They don't like this group. They don't like this friend group. And it's very evident. Eugene is over it. Toya's over it. So why are they still a part of the cast? Why? because it is not right. It's not fair to the other ladies to have to deal with a Toya or a Eugene. It's just not. It's not right, because at the end of the day, you're going to always find chaos because these two are chaotic. Dr. Sassy Pants don't want to hear Toya talk ish to him. Exactly, but I think he got a little bit of sassiness in him, and that's the reason why he act like that. He loved being up in the middle of women's business, but he's done that for seasons. This ain't nothing new. And I put them in my notes. The Harrises hate everyone in the group except Brandy and Dr. Simone. In fact, take those two with them when they leave. Take them on out. You go. I'm sure that Eugene spends a lot of time cleaning up behind Toya amongst their real friend group. I'm almost positive that he's always trying to clean up, unburn bridges, put out fires, because I can imagine what Toya does among their friends, because her filter is just not there. Toya wants to play another game. This time she pulls out flags. One is red, the other one's green. And I thought to myself, why not leave well enough alone? Because the first game was kind of cute, but you done started some junk, popped off. So just know that now that you popped off, what is going to ensue is probably more popping off. The red flags mean no. The green flags mean the green flag means appreciative. Simone said, "We are here in Jamaica, and we just want to have a good time." And Toya said, F that. And I believe her, because that's what it seems like Toya said. Anyway, first question is, they give you the silent treatment during fights. So they went around the room, everybody had something to say. Second question was, if they ask for a hall pass on vacation as a joke. I think everybody put up a red flag. The third question is, they use their boundaries as an excuse not to grow. Child, this became an issue, and Toya decided she wanted to take the floor and take up an issue with Angel. Toya uses her issue with Angel as an example for the third question. I don't care how Toya frames what she did. It was wrong. I don't care how she frames it. It was wrong. If she felt that strongly about it, she should have talked to Angel one-on-one. She should have. She should have pulled her aside. There's no reason for her to have talked to Angel in front of that guy. That was all that was wrong. All of that was wrong. And I said, here comes Sassy to clean up Toya's mess. This is exactly why these women, deem Toya unsafe. This is exactly why they deem her unsafe. Because Toya is unsafe. Angel said, let me let y'all know something about Angel. It ain't hard for Angel to get a date. That's exactly what she said. Dr. Mimi said she's doing the Toya as always, tacky as always. Jackie wants to meet with all the ladies because baby, Angel puts that fire all the way out, and Toya of course goes, enough said, or no to doodly, no something stupid. Trust me, it was something stupid. Toya's immature, definitely. I like Angel too, Satin Baby Doll. I like her too. You said, yeah, she is Miss X. She's very immature, super immature. So Jackie she stands up. She goes, I want to meet with all the ladies about the Met Gala. Jack said, we're going to hear from Toya because she is the chairperson for the Met Gala this year. And Brandy says, this sounds like a good cause, but as a new person, she hasn't been briefed on anything about this gala. And I can understand where she's coming from. But I also feel like Brandy's giving, I don't have the money, because we couldn't leave the kids. Child, I don't know what's going on with Brandy, but this ain't looking good for you, Brandy. You might should have waited. Hopefully after this season they'll give you a check and you'll be okay. Anyway, let me move on off of that. Allegedly. The women start talking loudly, and Eugene comes into the group screaming, right? But the way they built up to that, so we just see the ladies around just having a conversation. Brandy kind of ends the conversation like, I'm on the outside. I'm new. I don't really, I haven't been briefed. Another lady said we haven't been briefed either. Then all of a sudden, while the other men are around talking and not paying the women attention, Eugene has his focus on the women. And he said that the women are getting loud. So he goes into the group screaming, and he tells Toya, I just want you to leave. I just want you to leave. I wish I had videotaped that chat, because his hands was in the air. He was swinging them up and down. I just want you to leave. I just want you to leave. Toya didn't leave. Toya apparently likes this because Either that or she knows she's wrong and she was willing to sit there and take whatever the ladies had were gonna dish out to her. Because she was catching it, baby. They was giving it to her. Anywho, all the while Sassy's pitching a fit because baby he's over there really just kicking in. If he had laid down in the dirt start kicking, he would remind me of Dr. G, but he didn't do all that. But I'm sure he got a little bit of that in him. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think y'all can read between the lines, honey. Um Toy says next year, whomever wants to be in charge of the Met Gala, I'm gonna support because I would never be the person that these people are here today. Doesn't she hear herself? Girl, clean your ears out. I can't believe that even came out your mouth. I can't even believe that came out your mouth, Dr. Sassy ass tantrum. Girl, exactly. Um, anywho. This is exactly who you have shown up as. And this is why Heavenly is so pissed at you and she does not respect you. It's because you show up as a hypocritical woman who does not stand in any type of truth. You do not even see the errors of your ways. These women asked you for the last 2 years to participate and help, and you've done it. Let me tell you something about people and women. No, we don't play about our coins. We don't play about our coins. If I give you my coins, I expect everybody to do the same thing I do. And if you don't do it, then guess what we're going to do? If you're not going to participate, then why do I need to put my coins? That ain't right. But you don't get up here and act like you the leader of the show, and you can't tell me what time the venue, the time the event is going to start. Nothing. You have nothing planned. Sergeant Charge says he don't want anyone to disrespect his wife, Lady Rowe. I don't think that's it. I think he just likes to be up in the middle of mess. I'm being very honest. I believe Eugene enjoys the drama. That's my personal opinion. His wife talk crazy to him, and he don't say nothing to her. Apparently, he loves it. They go back and forth. So apparently, he enjoys being disrespected because that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be disrespected. Um, we see Sassy walk over to talk to King, and I said, no wonder these two get along. He's a gospel too. King is a gospel, Sassy is a gospel, so they both over there gossiping about the women, while the other men over there drinking their drinks and talking. Baby, they ain't thinking about those women. They enjoying their evening. Baby, Jamaica is such a beautiful place. It's such a zen place, a place that you can go let your hair down and relax, and you ain't got to worry about nobody. That's why he got the name Eugenia. Exactly why. Exactly why he got the name Eugenia. And I was gonna pull out something. I'm gonna pull it up in a minute because we're gonna watch exactly what my girl said about Eugene. I may have put it on my phone, but I'm gonna look and see real quick. Anywho, so I'm so sick of Eugene because I'm sick of Eugene. Finally, Quad stands up and asks them all to be quiet and to let Toya speak. And I totally agree that they actually were being just a little bit too disrespectful. I believe Toya deserved to be heard, even if they disagree with her, even if they did not want to do what she wanted to do. I believe just rightfully so, she deserved to be heard. And I believe them standing there and doing all that craziness was not allowing her to be heard, and that's not fair. That's definitely not fair. Give me 1 second. I got to pull a thing in for us to play. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it over, bring it here, come out of here, and grab you guys back. All right. So let's see, where was I at? Qua said people don't trust Toya with their money. Toya has no plans and can't give this group any plans regarding the gala. No venue, no time, no plans, period. But Toya said she is good at planning parties. Girl, this ain't no party. This is an event, which takes time. You got to get the step and repeat. You got to get the food. The caterers. You got to get decorators. You got to get a venue. You got to get lighting. There's so many things. A DJ, whatever things that you need. You got so many things you got to have. And guess what? One person can't do this. You need a whole team to plan. And Dr. Jackie said they had crunch time. Child. Dr. Sassy Pants bragging about his no accountability, immature Harris. That wine that cut your throat, Heavenly said it was nasty. Right. But the thing is, tell me this, and we're all over here or should be adults. If I, as a person, ask you, hey, I need your coins to help go, to further this event that we all are going to be producing. And instead of you handing me coins, you hand me a case of wine. The first year they said that Toya didn't give nothing, and they only asked for, I think it was $1,500. They said she brought nothing to the table. Toya has been mean, and even they just giving her back what she's given. I don't think any of the men respect Toya. I don't either. I don't think any of the men respect Toya, and I don't think any of the men have a whole lot of respect for Eugene. I'm just being honest. The people said exactly, baby. When Quiet said that, I started laughing. It also wasn't fair to let Heavenly be the only one saying what they, Jack and Simone, would only say in the confessionals. Exactly. Thank you, Symmetry. Thank you. It was so unfair. I'm gonna leave this one up there because this one right here is the truth. And I think it's very unfair that they sit up and they want to lay everything on Heavenly, 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 Heavenly. But I'm going to tell you this. These people fail to remember that this happened. Y'all, I'm invoking fair use right here. This is a 17-second video that I found on the YouTube that I'm going to share about how Toya and her husband seem to forget all the things that's happened since they've been on this show, all the people they've gone back and forth with. But I'm gonna tell you, this Toya disrespected Contessa, and listen to what Contessa told them.
Do that. Don't act like your husband don't always be ready to battle for you.
Don't talk about my husband. This man who been holding my family down while I've been out of town.
My husband don't fight bitches.
Your husband is literally the definition of a big ass bitch. Ooh.
Oh my God. Buffy said, where have y'all brought me? Where have y'all brought me? But yeah, Eugene has dealt, and I believe this was like season 5 or something. This is a long time ago. Eugene has been doing this season after season after season, and they have asked him to stop, stay out of women's business. And he continues to get his little sassy behind every single time, him and that big gap in the middle of his mouth in front of the whole crew and act the fool every single time. Every single time. You said for Heavenly to say, oh my God, that was hilarious. Child. Baby, when I tell you that whole episode, when she said that, I had to catch my pearls. Like, oh my God, did you really say that, Contessa? Baby, hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. Anyway, it's the next morning. Everyone is doing something different. Contessa's still in bed with her bonnet on, and we see Scott. He's up getting dressed and laughing at her, talking about something about for me. Now you go to timeout. You always trying to put me in timeout. You and the teeth come in. Y'all going over to the timeout. You gone. We're gonna wait for you. In fact, lift one leg up and put both arms out. Extend them like you're an airplane. He should ask Scott, because Scott used to get in women's business. That's true. He sure did. I'm not gonna say Scott got in women's business. Scott actually got in Simone's grill. In fact, that's what they was talking about when Contessa called Eugene the definition of a big, whatever. She said Scott had to learn. He had to learn. He had to learn that. He having eye surgery because can't hardly see. Mr. Sassy Pants walking around like the Kool-Aid man. Girl, why not just get a visual of the Kool-Aid man? Remember the commercial back in the day where the Kool-Aid man be walking up and down the road with the Kool-Aid joshing around? Girl. Cecil and Simone are dressed and they're in the room just chatting. Dr. Jackie and Curtis are sitting in a cabana on the beach, just chatting it up. We see Shamar arrive after having flight issues, and to only be in Jamaica for 5 hours. Child, ain't no way I would have stayed at the house. I would have said, baby, just take me on back home. In fact, I probably wouldn't have came. Be in Jamaica for 5 hours, it's not even worth it. That wasn't worth it. But child, they ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Shamar said vacations are hard to come by in their world. Brandy said she knows now that she needs a whole crew at the house. Brandy tells Shamar about all the things that he missed. We go to the miserable couple. We head on over to their room, child. Because the Shamar and Brandy, baby, they just talking about they family. Woe is me. Whoa. We don't have a babysitter. Woe is me. We need to get a whole crew. Woe is me. Yada, yada, yada. Woe is me. We heard all of that. We heard all of the woe is me. Anyway, we're going over there to the miserable couple aka the Harrises. Eugenia keeps telling Toya that he doesn't want to talk about last night, but Toya's insistent about talking. She ain't shut up yet. I don't want to talk about it. She keep talking. I don't really want to talk about it, but Toya keeps talking. We know Toya do exactly what she want to do. We go to Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon, and right after that, Dr. Damon said the only thing that he would get upset about is when a man comes at Heavenly. He said that he tells Heavenly when she's wrong. Dr. Damon said he can't say that Eugene is wrong for taking up for Toya. I said, you can, but I understand. You can't, but I understand why you don't. Dr. Damon said if he tells Eugene he's wrong, then it'll be critical of him because he also takes up for Heavenly. Dr. Damon said if it seems like he's a good guy, it's because he is a good guy. I'm gonna tell you, I really feel that way. I really feel like he really is a good guy. I think that he gets a bad end of the stick because of Heavenly, but I really think Damon is probably a good guy. With Brandy and Shamar, 1/3 of a football. It's okay. I'm sorry, but my glasses are in the basement. I cannot with you today. Miss AK, that was funny though. That was funny. I'm gonna have to give you one of these. That was funny. That was Baby, they do have 1/3 of a football team. They got 4 kids among them. Let's see. Contessa has 3. Heavenly and Damon have 3. I guess everybody else has 2. Yeah, everybody else has 2. So yeah, they have the most out of the group. Brandy, and I think they have a set of twins. So yeah. That child. Can't laugh. Okay, don't laugh. We don't want to make you laugh and you get in pain. And I put at the end of Dr. Damon saying that because he is a good guy, I put that is it. That's just it. Eugene has it out for Damon. He definitely he got, you said one hat. Baby, did you say one hat? 1/3 of a football team. Definitely. 1/3. They can have 1/3 of a football. That ain't no lie. Because they got a family over there. And their kids are little, but I think they have a set of twins as well. So that may, 2 for 1 special. Baby, that pretty much wipes it out. Eugene has it out for Damon, baby. He is gunning for Damon because we go back over there to Eugene and Toya, honey, and he is over there. Just keep talking about the baby Damon and Heavenly are the star attraction on the Harris's mind. They love them some Damon and Heavenly, baby. They gonna make sure they talk about them. They gonna talk about them. I think Eugene is about to get what he's asking for with Damon now. I think this is eventually going to not play out in Eugene's favor. Damon isn't messing with Eugene. But let's make that clear. Damon ain't messing with Eugene. Damon ain't bringing Eugene's name up. But Eugene keeps cranking up his engine and bringing it closer and closer to Damon. He keep cranking up his little sassy engine and moving a little closer, a little closer. So many kids under the age, my nerves would be shot too. I cannot imagine 4 little kids, all playful, all little bitty, and I'm sure they're all stair steps. But thank God she has a husband who seems like he's very attentive to the kids. She says she has a nanny, so hopefully she can get this worked out for next season if she returns with how she's going to navigate the kids. You said, welcome to my world. Live for me. Did you see I did not, but I am going to go back and watch it. I am going to go back and watch his recap. I've been busy. Dr. Daddy will get Sassy Pants all the way together. And I hope he does, Sadie. I hope he does. I'm waiting for him to. I put at this point, Eugene is ignorant. At this point, you just being ignorant by gunning for someone who really is not gunning for you. Let these women battle with your wife and her disrespect, and you keep your sassy ass out of it. How about that, Eugene? That's how I feel about it. Keep your sassy behind over there and stay out of it. Eugene is trying to judge Damon because he walked over to the women talking. You can't do that. That was your choice. Eugene is trying to judge Damon because he didn't walk over to the women. Only Eugene did. But you can't judge Damon based on your choices. This is what you want to do. That ain't what Damon wanted to do. Damon wanted to enjoy his vacation. He done told Buddy to stop acting up. He done told Buddy to chill. I ain't gonna keep telling you, chill. I'm gonna give me some drink and I'm gonna relax and I'm gonna let these women massage my legs when I go to this beach tomorrow. I ain't got time for all that. I be on my legs. This man is an ER doc. And I'm gonna tell you this: ER doctors work. They work. And on a busy night, they work more than you work. They work. For real, for real. Because they got to go from room to room, put in orders, do dictation. They are busy. They are definitely busy. A lot of people do not understand what all goes into being an emergency room physician. So I'm sure Dr. Damon's legs are hurting. I'm sure Eugene's legs are hurting. But that's why he should shut his mouth up and let his legs get a massage and chill out. Anywho, um, Eugene, you look stupid interfering in that mess. Stay out of it. And aren't you usually gone out of town anyway when your wife is going around Atlanta stirring up shit? Aren't you usually gone? Anyway, Eugene says Heavenly cussed at him on the bus. I didn't hear Heavenly cuss at him on the bus. Maybe one of y'all heard it. I heard Heavenly cuss at Toya. Now Eugene may want to be a part of the cussing out, but she cussed at Toy. She didn't cuss at Eugene. Eugene he want to issue with Heavenly so bad. He want to issue with Heavenly, not just Heavenly. He want to issue with Heavenly and Damon, unless they bleeped it out. Because the only thing she said, which I need to do, is apologize for this shit. Let's move on. But he said we're never going to apologize for that, and that's the only thing they showed us. She wasn't talking to him. She was talking to Toy. She was talking to Toya. Eugenia be windmilling with all of his strength and Toya's strength too. He got to have Toya's strength because baby, shut up later on. Your legs be hurting too holding up. Go on back to that corner because you showing out. You is showing out. You is showing out. Anywho, Eugene says Heavenly, okay, Heavenly was talking to Toya, not him. I said, this ninja is wild, just like his silly ass wife. Bravo, why are we subjected to this mess? Why? Why do you keep putting these people in front of us to be lying? Why? It is. It's hard to empathize with Toya and Eugene. It is so hard. Queen. It is because I try to be fair. I do. I promise you guys, I try to be fair. But it's hard to empathize with someone who keeps doing the same thing over and over and over. Child. Anywho. Damon said there is a limit to his grace. No, I'm sorry. Eugene said there is a limit to my grace. I put ninja, please. Ain't nobody worry about you or your grace. Not none of us. Said, and how is he windmilling and he has dinosaur arms? I cannot with y'all. Y'all tripping out of this comment section tonight. Y'all be nice. Be nice. Be nice to that, to Eugenia. Be nice to him. Anyway, we see the Bernard has made it to Jamaica and he is down in the lobby. He calls Angel and he tells the Dr. Bernard. He calls Angel and tells her he's there. And she goes down to the lobby to greet him. And she has a drink, a mimosa in her hand. He said, oh, you done started drinking early. She said, oh, I should have brought you down one. But we see the Angel shares pictures of her and Dr. Bernard from years ago when they first met. She said that they met about 9 years ago and that he was playing, that he wasn't getting, serious. And she didn't want to play with him. So she stopped messing around with him. And y'all have to go watch my video I did earlier about Dr. Bernard Aspie, honey. We got to go over there and watch it. Anywho, Angel said that was 9 years ago and she's had children. She's been married since then. And they have some small talk. Angel said she didn't tell the ladies he was there. So it's going to be a surprise when he, walks up and they see him. Bernard said Angel was on the couple's trip alone. And I said, baby, Angel is working. This is her job. This is what she getting paid to do. This is helping her get that nurse practitioner's license. She's helping her go through school. So, Chad, I don't know what you came over there to do, Dr. Bernard, but I'm going to need you to back up. I'm going to need you to back up. I think he seemed like he may have been a little concerned about her being there alone, but I don't know. Dr. Bernard kind of gives me a little sassy too. Like, not so much sassy, like Eugene's kind of sassy, but more like he think he the stuff. That's just what I think about it. I'm not saying it's true or it's wrong. Anyway, all the ladies get together and they head to do raft down the river and do limestone massages. Toya said she saw this all over IG, but baby, this ain't for the elite. I'm telling you, because I did it. This is not for the elite, the prim, or the proper. Not the women that Well, they want to believe that they are prim or proper because the water is dirty. When I went, the water was clear because I've done the rafting and I've gotten a massage. I didn't let them go above my kneecap. I told them, stop at the knee, buddy. Stop at the knee. But the massage really was good. They do that for a little bit of a tip. And they tell you about the healing properties that the limestone has. But yeah, that's that. But I don't know why Toy took these people on this trip because baby be all kinds of bugs, gnats, and flies there. Trust me, it do. Because if you got to pee, you got to pay to use the bathroom. Then people just get out there in that water and they use it. I'm just letting you know that now. They pee in the water. I've seen it. I saw it with my own two eyes. Anywho, the men get on sprinters, and Dr. Bernard knocks on the door and joins with the men. Eugene says, "My man, what's your name one more time?" Then proceeds to say in the confessional that he thought Bernard worked for the hotel. He thought the Bernard Aspie worked for the hotel. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? You thought that the Bernard Aspie worked for the hotel. Child. Babe, when I tell you Eugene was being shady, this man's a cardiologist, quadruple board certified. I mean, he is board certified times 4. All right. Anyway, when I say Eugene and Toya are exactly the same person in male and female form, both of them are super tacky. Both of them. The guys booked a private beach for the day with massages, and Eugene asked Damon, could they have a talk? He asked him on the van, could we have a conversation later? And Damon said, why do you want to bring the drama to me? And I totally agree with Damon. Why do you want to bring the drama to Damon? It just don't make sense. Anywho, we see Chamar and Brandy, child. They was there for a couple of seconds, I guess a photo op. Then we see them getting on separate vans headed to the airport. It is ironic that the men are at a place called Doctor's Cave Beach, child. Anyway, Eugene wants to talk with the men about what happened the night before. The issue is he's being very passive aggressive. He's talking in third person, just being very, very passive aggressive. He says that right is right and wrong is wrong, then proceeds to say, any comments from the peanut gallery? Now, what would he have said if Dr. Damon came over there and peeled his muffin back blue? What would he have done? What would he have done? Absolutely nothing. I said, how about you go wrangling your horse and y'all both ride off into the sunset? How about that? Wrangle her in and y'all go on. Dr. Damon said they have strong women and they can all hold their own. And Eugene said that it was said on yesterday that they wanted to see Toya in charge to see it fail. I said, okay, they said it. Now what, Eugene? Eugene is crying like the big B that Contessa said he was. He is definitely crying just like that person that Contessa, what did Contessa say he was? Let me go back over there where Contessa said it. Child, I'm going to add this to
Your husband is literally the definition of a big-ass bitch.
That's what he's doing while he's talking to these men. Really, he got really nasty. Damon said that this whole finger pointing is a waste of time. He pretty much said, dude, you waste your time. You think I'm going to go back and forth with you because that's not happening. Eugene is still crying, said it was said. It was said. It was said. And it was wrong. It was said and it was wrong. He said it just like that. It was said and it was wrong. This is how I feel about what they did to Toya. Let me tell you that. This is how I feel about what they did to Toya. Forget Toya. And you can interchange that word however you want to see it. Now we see why the ladies call Eugene Eugenia. And I want y'all to see what Steve did as he was mocking Eugenia. I don't have to take this. I'm going home. That's exactly how Eugene walked among the ladies while they were talking. Ooh, let me go over and see what y'all saying. You said, to my defense, I had a cut water. You had a cut water already, girl. Relax. Relax, relax. Dr. Sassy Pants don't do nothing but say grace before you eat their food. That's all. That's all. I mean, when I say that's all, that is all. Miss AKA, not the mama, said Claire. Definitely. The Dr. Bernard, we got to put some respect on his name. We definitely got to. I'm really glad he's joined the show to find out more about himself. Yeah, go look at my other video I posted about Dr. Bernard. This is a short video, it's not very long at all. Yeah, stop at the knee. That's exactly what I told him. Honey. Now I got a friend. She let him do they had one leg in her, they was rubbing all on the inside of her thigh, baby. I don't want none of that. If I was Daddy, I would have said, if you don't shut up, me too. Me too. What made him think that? I have no idea. I just wonder what makes Eugene really feel like he needs to check Damon based on Heavenly. What you want him to do? Fight you? Fight Heavenly? What is it that you want him to do? Just crazy. You didn't want it to be messy with his set. He did. He was trying to be messy. He was trying to get a rise out of Damon, but Damon wasn't gonna let him have the satisfaction, baby. Damon is waiting on the masseuse to come so he can get his massage. You don't care nothing about what Eugene's saying. You say, I'm going home. Exactly what he's I'm going. You don't have to go to the room, but I'm going to the room. I don't conduct myself like this. When I sit in board meetings and the other physicians come in and they say X, Y, Z, I get up and I don't like that kind of decorum. Well, your wife lacks decorum. I don't know what it is you talk about, Eugene. You just get a little piece of your own medicine. Let me go to bed for real. It's going to be a long night. You guys, I want to thank you for coming down here and sitting down and listening to me rattle off about these married to medicine women. Looks like next episode is going to be good as well. So we're going to keep watching. We're going to keep watching. We're going to keep talking about it. Toy's mouth is just as reckless as heavy. It is. I'm gonna tell you the thing is, she just doesn't go as low as Heavenly. Heavenly has a tendency, and I think it's because she's a Floridian, and I'm telling you, them people from Florida, they can tongue wrestle you. I just don't. They can tongue wrestle. They can tongue wrestle. Diddy too cool and laid back to fall for the okie dokie from Pillsbury Men. I agree with that. And he's not gonna let him bait him. He caught that on the bus. Why you want to talk to me? Well, I ain't got nothing to do with that. The women can fight their own battles. On a reality show, not at work, the car on my butt. Okay. Good night, y'all. Have a good night's rest. Sleep fast, as my mother would say. You have a good night's rest, Miss AKA. I'm going to tell you this. If no one told you today that they love you, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Hope you guys have a great night. I hope you've enjoyed this live. If you have, consider thumbing up the video and subscribing as well. You said Kashara will verbally assault you, but with a smile, definitely, baby. She told me out of her own mouth that it's a Floridian thing. And if you know anybody from Florida, you know they can tangle with the best of them. They really can. Good night, y'all. See y'all on the next time. Bye-bye.